into it. Hi, everyone. I'm Wendy. I am the founder of And Again, an online consignment and thrift store. Our mission is simple. It is to provide the easiest way to clear out your wardrobe and a kinder way to shop online. The problems we're tackling are: one, traditional methods of selling or donating your clothes still require significant effort, which means that a lot of people aren't adopting the most sustainable practices. Number two, there's a fashion waste crisis. Fast fashion and overconsumption is destroying our planet. In New Zealand alone, 180,000 tons of textile waste end up in the landfill each year. So something needs to change. And lastly, thrifting still feels pretty outdated. For a lot of people, shopping secondhand still has that sort of icky feel. It's still inconvenient and actually not accessible as you think it might be. So enter And Again. It's very, very simple. You order a tidy kit, you fill it up, you send it back to us, and we do all the hard work of selling your wardrobe for you. And then that creates and fuels our beautiful marketplace, making it so, so simple for you to shop secondhand from the comfort of your own home. With filters, by brand, by color, finding your next gem is so, so easy. And after 4 years, we've been able to build a beautiful community of both sellers and buyers. But let me quickly share a story here. I've sold a dress before myself on And Again, and it's been sent back to us in a tidy kit, and we've been able to sell that again. And I hope that cycle continues to happen, because this is what circular fashion is all about. And in numbers, also in the past 4 years, as a small but mighty team, we have processed over 57,000 pieces of clothing. But we want to do more, and that brings me to why I'm here today. So with a raise goal of $25,000, we want to do more good. And so where's that money going to go? So there's 3 core areas that we want to do more of, which is hire more people, have great tech development, and also market so more people can hear about all the good work that we do. And so here's a sneak peek of some of the rewards that you can expect on our Pledge Me page. So there's rewards at all different price points. And whether you're first time trying to try us out, there's a reward for you. Whether you're paying it forward with our partners at Women's Refuge, there's a new year, new me one with a little color analysis package. Or if you're a baller and you're strapped for cash, I want to talk to you as well. But there's something for everyone there. But you can check out the full rewards page over at our Pledge Me page. And then that's a wrap. So thank you so much for everyone that has supported me so far. Big thank you from my team as well, who continue to support me to make this all happen. And so that's me.
Awesome. Wendy, that was chef's kiss. Amazing. I'm going to give people a second to add any questions that they'd like in the chat. So far, we just have lots of people saying they're ready to order their tidy kit. Well done. And just stoked at how many items you've processed. And everyone's just really saying that they're ordering and signing up. So are there any questions? How do you set prices is a question that's just come through.
Yeah, so we have a algorithm that sets prices based on brand, condition, and also the item as well, just taking into consideration of market prices and everything. We obviously try to get the best value for your items as well. So yeah.
Awesome. And there's one other question. What happens with items that aren't sold?
Yeah, so there's actually 3 ways that we do it. So number 1 is that we try and donate to charities that can accept, because that's a big problem. Not every charity has the capacity to take on your unwanted clothing. Number 2 is that we also partner with university, different community projects. We've been able to do like clothes swaps. We've been able to do other things, for example, upcycling projects. And then number 3 as well, we work with a partner called After, where we upcycle the textiles so that if they aren't you can't really wear them and they're sort of end of life, they get upcycled into furniture upholstery or spun into new yarn as well. So couple of different things.
Such great questions coming through. I'm sorry, we've run out of time right now, but we might ask them at the end. But also everyone watching, feel free to offer support or any ideas or feedback that you have for Wendy as well. We'll share all of this with her at the end. Next up, we have Nimisha and Sopna here to share their story. Can you please join us up on stage? Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nimisha, and this is my mum, Sopna. In 2008, my mum, in her early 50s, found herself locked out of the job market. She'd taken 5 years out to help me raise my son. So she started selling homemade samosa and pakora at local farmers markets. This led to a demand from customers for authentic Indian curry paste and sauces, flavorful, allergen-friendly, and made with love. What started as mum selling homemade curry paste at local farmers markets has grown into Sopna's. Now on the shelves of 165 Woolworths stores, Faro Fresh stores, and on the way to launching into foodstuffs. We are now ready to take the next big step, and that is to launch into Australia. While expansion is exciting, it's also very expensive. So we've been bootstrapping until now. And we need funding to help us with the cost of our first commercial place, also to help with fitting out our commercial kitchen and scaling up production. This is where you come in. Your support will help us bring Sopna's to more people while also giving back to our community. For us, this campaign isn't just about growing a business, it's about honouring Mum's legacy and creating hope and opportunities for women who, like us, have faced barriers in returning to work. Unable to find work because they don't fit into the traditional workplace. As we grow, we want to be able to provide work to women who need flexibility and a chance to thrive. By supporting this campaign, you're not just helping a business grow, but you're also helping to become a more inclusive and empowering future. So we have some amazing rewards if you'd like to pledge today, from our date night feast to our group cooking classes and our gift boxes. But our absolute favourite is the Warm Meal Initiative, which we are partnering with Love Soup for. We hope to be able to make a real difference to families struggling to stay above the poverty line by making healthy, nutritious warm meals that will be distributed to those in need. So if you make a pledge today, for every $10, we will be making a warm, healthy, nutritious meal for someone in need. So every dollar brings us closer to our goal, and we can't do it without you. So join us in bringing Mum's legacy to the world today. Thank you.
I loved that. Thank you so much, Nimisha and Sopna. We're getting just really lovely comments in the chat. Beautiful initiative, loving the intergenerational approach, amazing. Are there any questions that anyone would like to ask? I'm going to give you a second. Also, someone saying, love seeing all the stockists, all the best for the Aussie market from Aaron. I have a question. I'd like to know what's been the most exciting thing for you personally in this next stage of rolling out across New Zealand? What's really exciting you?
I think for us, it's just to feel the love that we get from our customers, and, you know, to be able to expand to Australia and be able to get more people to try Mum's products means the world to us. I think it's just, you know, the more we can say, you know, because we make products that everyone can try. So they're allergen friendly, they're gluten free, keto friendly. So we try and, you know, every ingredient you read on the label, you know exactly what it is. And it's a versatile product, so you're not having to buy multiple jars. So you don't need a butter chicken sauce, sour korma, or any of those things. You just buy one jar of curry paste, and it will literally make any type of meal you want. So for us, that's really exciting to be able to share that with more people.
Awesome. And we've got a quick question from Adelina. How long did it take you to go from your home production and markets to selling into
So Mum started the farmers markets back in 2008. We started making the curry paste and sauces in 2015. It was always a hobby business for Mum. So we all had jobs and we were all doing our own thing. And Mum, we just wanted her to have something for herself. and she loves meet people. She loves talking to people and sharing her love for food. So 2015 was just a hobby until 2020 when COVID hit and we went viral on Facebook. So we became an online business and thought, okay, let's take this as far as we can do. We became an online business at the end of 2020. We launched into Woolworths at the end of 2022.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very amazing. Thank you so much, Nimisha and Sobna. We're going to move on to our next picture, which is Rowinia. Rowinia, can you please join us up on stage? You need to unmute yourself if you haven't yet, Rowinia. Rowinia, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh, we're going to roll in.
So, kia ora, I'm Raz, the founder of Girl Native, the world's first New Zealand Māori skincare brand to become retail ready for Sephora stores. I empower women through skincare by merging ancestral knowledge with the science of nature, providing effective solutions that enhance their natural beauty and well-being. Featured in British Vogue, Glamour UK, Time Iconic, and Hollywood Times. I started Girl Native in my kitchen with the vision to grow the company to an international household luxury and ethical rongoa brand. After my daughter suffered from severe skin rash as a newborn, and last year I was offered a partnership by the CIO of Louis Vuitton to sell Girl Native skincare through Sephora stores. The combination of a thriving skincare market, the operational strength of Sephora, and our brand's unique offerings creates a compelling investment opportunity. Together, we can build Girl Native into an international household name in skincare. The skin is the largest organ of the human body and the first introduction you make to the people you meet. Don't let your skin get in the way of being your most confident and authentic self. In 2019, Girl Native was nominated for Best Natural Skincare Product at the Pure Beauty Awards London, cherry-picked for exclusive swag bags at the Emmy Awards, a Wellington Gold Awards finalist in 2022 and 2024, finalist at the New Zealand International Business Awards 2023, a finalist in the Jaguar She Sets the Pace competition, and winner of the 2024 Te Kawiake Award in Export at the Māori Women's Development Ceremony. We are raising $20,000 through crowdfunding on Pledge Me to prepare to launch in Sephora with a rebrand to meet international regulations and standards, outsource manufacturing, but meeting compliance will fast track Girl Native into the international market. Sephora are the leaders in the beauty industry, known for their commitment to inclusivity and innovation. Partnering provides a unique platform that will elevate our brand, allowing us to reach a wider audience, aligning ourselves with a retailer that shares our values of diversity and empowerment. Sephora facilitated a financial growth of 210 billion for the top 5 clean brands in their inaugural year at Sephora. So where are we at right now? We've raised 10% of our crowdfund, but we still have a long way to go. Your support matters because at Girl Native Skincare, we believe in the power of nature and the beauty of purpose. Our mission is bigger than us. Through Girl Native, we want to save the planet through sustainable practices, reduce waste, support community initiatives, and preserve Mātauranga Māori, and so much more. By securing funding to prepare our brand for inclusion in Sephora, we can take significant strides toward changing the world. We've got reward packages that you can try and only exclusive to our crowdfunding campaign, including a giving back initiative at $5, our glow up package for $15, the coffee duo for you and a friend at $20, paint and sip classes, discounted retailer rates, full-size skincare products, create your own signature scent to be sold worldwide through our platforms, a clothing range, a skincare business workshop, a collaboration on a limited edition skin range with me, a wellness experience at Wairiki Hot Springs and Spa, luxury accommodation at Pipinui Point, and an exclusive Louis Vuitton bag. Thank you so much for your time today, and I'm available to answer any questions now or later. And please follow our journey on social media. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou, and thank you to Pledge Me for allowing me to have this platform to speak.
Wow, Rowinia, you have done so much. There is so much love in the chat right now for everything that you've achieved. And I'm not even going to share it all because there's just so much. You have to read it later. There's a question from someone just wanting to hear a little bit more about how you got this opportunity with Sephora.
So I was selected to attend the Wahine Māori in Tech delegation to Paris, Dublin, and London for my beauty tech idea. And I had the opportunity to meet the CIO in person. We conversated with her around the table, and on the spot, she offered me a partnership.
That's amazing. It just shows your ability to connect and create opportunities off the back of everything that you've done. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to move on to Tony next. Tony, if you could unmute yourself and join us up on stage.
Hi everyone, thanks Anna and the Pledge Me team for having me here today. I am super excited. I am co-founder of Old Farm Distillery down here in Southland, not quite close enough for the penguins to join us on farm, but pretty close. 10 years ago, my husband and I could see that farming was not getting any easier as a sheep and grain farm. We started to have children, and we knew that if we wanted to do something different for our family so that they could stay on the farm when they were our age, that we needed to do something. We needed to be brave, we needed to be curious, but what was that thing? We looked at lots of different things. We looked at milking sheep, we looked at making cheese, and we kept coming back to this whiskey idea. We knew that we could grow amazing grain. We knew that we could drink the stuff, but could we do the kind of the bit in the middle? So it turns out that 10 years ago, yes, we could actually do that from our kitchen bench. And anybody that's got a kitchen bench knows that things all over your kitchen bench is not fun. But it was all part of our process. And fast forwarding 10 years, we now grow 9 different grains on our farm to make our Te Arawa gin and whiskey. And we are about to release our very first single malt whiskey, which is really exciting. It is the pivotal moment for a distillery. We've literally been working day in, day out, 20 hours a week, 20 hours a day for weeks and weeks and weeks on end to get to this very pivotal moment where we get to release our whiskey. But we actually need some help, and we need $20,000 to get some bottles so that we can start to release this whiskey out into the wild and get little pieces of Southland out there into the world. It's very exciting to us. We've waited a very, very long time to be able to do this, and it's all about creating a future for our children, creating jobs in our little area of Southland, and helping out our community. So being able to do this is really, really important to us. It means so much to us, and we've got so many rewards. We've tried to do lots of different things that would appeal to everybody. We've got some exclusive merchandise. We've got an amazing opportunity to have an amazing renowned chef, Ethan Flack, come and have dinner here at the distillery, have some drinks, have a fabulous time, right through to being able to buy your very own cask of malt barley whiskey, coming on the journey with us, which has been a very long journey, and it is super exciting to be almost at the end of that, where we're able to actually realize all of our dreams, and that thing that was just literally a piece of paper with an idea of, can we actually really do this? And with your help, I'm hoping that we absolutely can. So thank you so much for having me today. And yeah, please love us on Facebook and Instagram. We'd love to have you join our journey with us as well. Thanks so much.
Hi, thank you, Tony. So we're getting just a lot of love around the journey, around Southland, excitement that you're doing something crucial and brave for farmers to innovate and change the long-standing formulas, as a comment that we've got from Annabelle. I've got a question for you. What's the thing that has been the most challenging over the last few years getting this going, getting this started?
I think it has always been funding. It's very difficult to start an idea from a piece of paper, and it's taken a lot of time and a lot of money to get to where we are. And really, we just need this little bit more to be able to keep going, to really be able to realize our dream. So yeah, I mean, we're one of the only distilleries that have 9 different grains that we're making into whiskey, but it really is the best way to do it. And we have tours so you can come and visit us. It's pretty amazing.
And it's still a working farm, hey, because we had a call last week where you were stuck out in a paddock and you were like, I only have 8% battery left. I'm not sure.
It
I
was
should figure out a way to
literally
get
stuck,
home.
yes, the motorbike wouldn't go. Yeah, so literally been 100 years on our farm, and we want to make sure that our children can stay here on the farm for another 100 years. It's really important to us if that's what they want to do.
That is so powerful. And I love how these campaigns that we're hearing today, you know, there's this focus on future for our children, but also future for our parents, future for everyone, future for the planet. So thank you for sharing. We are going to move on to our next and final rewards-based pitch. But if you haven't already, don't forget, go to these campaign pages, pledge, share, make some lovely comments, which you're all doing very well, but keep doing that. And more questions. So Taslim, or Taz, could you please join us now up on stage?
Hello, can you see me? You can hear me, everyone? Yes?
Kia ora, welcome.
Kia ora, thank you very much. And thank you for having me. And what great company I'm in. It's incredible. These were, you know. So today I'm crowdfunding for Essie, which is my ethical, sustainable, safe and inclusive sexual wellness brand. The adult toy and sexual wellness industry currently is sitting at around 40 billion globally and is predicted to grow to 80 billion by 2030, which is only 5 years away. And part of that is the more acceptance around sexual wellness, more acceptance and research around the good that us being connected to our own sexual selves can be. And so I wanted to create Essie out of that. Currently, next slide, please. Currently, there are 250 adult retailers in New Zealand. Those are online or bricks and mortar stores. However, over the last few years, we've seen mainstream retailers pick up those brands, and like Chemist Warehouse and Mighty Ape are all now selling sexual wellness products. There are 2 brands in New Zealand. One of them was created by me, and they're all amazing brands. There's a lot of activity in this space, but there's a lot of packaging. Some of the products aren't particularly safe for the environment, and that's kind of where I came in. I wanted to do things differently and change the whole landscape if possible. So what I'm looking to do, next slide please, Anna, is develop Essie, and Essie will be in cutting edge home compostable packaging. It will have eco-friendly production. It's medical grade silicone that is sustainable, USB and magnetic charging, so no batteries at all. No plastics, no PVCs, ethical employment from the factories. The products are beautiful, and having created a range, I know how to work with beautiful products and great manufacturers. The range will be inclusive and non-gendered. I think it's really important to meet people where they are in their journey and their ability. So whether they're connoisseurs or not, yeah, basically it's going to be an amazing whole system there. Next slide, please. So why me? Well, over 30 years experience in sales and marketing. I've understand the market, having developed and marketed a best-selling brand. I'm passionate about the environment and reducing waste. What's happening to our planet it really worries me. I'm very passionate about inclusivity at all levels, and hugely passionate about sexual wellness. I think our physical, mental, and sexual wellness are completely linked, and this is why I'm on this journey. And if we go to the next slide, you'll see some of the responses I've had in the past from people I've worked with. You know, you've helped me get my life back on track after seeing your products. The one in the middle there just gets me every single time. I'm a 69-year-old single lady, and you've helped me discover my joy in life. And one of these is from a friend of mine who said, you know, it's great to know that I'm not broken. I think that there's a real opportunity for us to do something incredible here. And I really want to go forth and just develop Essie. Your crowdfunding will help me develop a range, prototype and develop a range and get a minimum of 5 designs into market and into production, and then promote those to retailers nationwide and give them something new to work with. What you get is a selection of spicy rewards, whether that starts at a key ring and that will meet you at your sexual wellness journey, or a party, or you know, maybe a toy named after you. For retailers, there's a specific reward if you want to get in on the action now. But you know, come along, help me make Essie a reality. Thank you so much.
Awesome. There's some lovely comments coming through in the chat and the importance, especially around the sustainability piece, Taz. We've got a question. Is there a reason for your brand name? The companies that I know of, e.g. Girls Get Off, have quite it says what it is on the tin. So do you want to talk a little bit through your brand name?
Yeah, I mean, it stands for ethical, sustainable, safe and inclusive. It's a sexual wellness brand, and the brand is Essie Wellness is the brand, but the name Essie stands for those things. And I think it's, yeah, I don't want to tell people what you know, it should meet them at their place where they are, and it might be that ethical sexual wellness is more important to them than, I don't know, a name of a product. So it's, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Lots of comments around loving the ethical considerations of what you're doing and your sustainability plans. Thank you so much, Taz. We are now going to move into, don't forget to pledge, everyone. Here's the link again if you need it. We are going to move into a conversation now, fireside chat with Ellen Powell. Ellen, if you could please join us up on stage. Ellen is an Edmund Hillary Fellow. She is deeply experienced in investment, in leading companies, and diversity inclusion, which is where I think I first came to know your work, Ellen, with Project Include. If you could unmute yourself, I'll start asking you some questions.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much. So, Ellen, in your own words, do you want to tell us a little bit about your background?
I have kind of I've never been the person who's had the 10-year goal and like deep ambitions about what I wanted to do. So it's been kind of a winding journey. I started as a lawyer, and then I went back to business school and went into the tech sector, where I worked in different companies and different startups, including 3 startups that got acquired by Microsoft, which was not intentional, but I ended up then becoming an investor. So I worked at a venture capital firm for many, many years. And then I raised some issues about some of the practices that I thought were sexist and limiting for women in our firm, and got fired. I then went back to tech. I was lucky. I had invested in Reddit and developed like a working relationship with the CEO, who was then willing to hire me. A lot of people were not. I was pretty much blackballed from Silicon Valley. And at Reddit, I'm very proud for actually removing unauthorized porn and revenge porn from the site. And that ended up being copied by all the other large sites. So we were the first site to officially have a policy of not allowing unauthorized nude photos, and that became an industry-wide policy after we started it. I then got fired by Reddit for, I think I was very aggressive in making a lot of changes, and that was something that they weren't ready for. I ended up starting a nonprofit called Project Include, focused on diversity and inclusion in the tech sector. And I've been an angel investor. I've invested in almost 50 startups, and that has been that's been very rewarding to me, to watch people who are passionate about what they're doing make a change in the world.
I love it. And I think all of the founders here are like, oh, now we need to chat to Ellen and get some advice and feedback around how to get acquired by Microsoft. But Ellen, do you want to just give a few examples of some companies that you've invested in?
I knew you were going to ask this question, and it's so hard because I love all my companies. But some of the ones that are a little bit more interesting, like off the beaten path, I invested in Multitudes, which I don't know if folks know Lauren Pete, who is based out of New Zealand. I invested 5 years ago. They're focused on helping engineering teams improve the way they work together. I've invested in another like kind of off the beaten path startup through Y Combinator called Truebill. It was a very small startup, only 2 people when I put money in, and then very quickly, it was focused on a very weird problem, which is, you get a lot of subscriptions and maybe you don't use them or you overpay for them. They look through your emails to see what you're subscribed to, and maybe you haven't opened any of the subscription letters, and they kind of flag it for you so that you can clean up your subscriptions. But they got bought for $1 billion very soon after I invested. Like, again, it was kind of an off the beaten path investment. It was when Y Combinator had this weird statement that you shouldn't invest in founders with an accent because it's harder for them to get investments from other investors. And that kind of, I said, I didn't agree with that. And I found some great companies that had investors with accents, and I put money into them. And Truebill was one, like many others, that has done incredibly well. And then a third company that I invested in that had like a non-traditional outcome was called Expectful, and it gave information to people who were pregnant and built communities and had like training sessions. And it got acquired by J&J, and investors didn't get paid back in full. But for me, it seemed like a huge win because now that product is being made available to everyone for free. So now the work that the founder, Natalie Walton, did was incredibly impactful and has been now made available much more broadly. So more people can be helped by her work. So that's exciting for me. A bunch of other ones like Winnie, which is K-12 care, finding care for parents, Flex, which is trying to transform the menstrual industry by really pushing menstrual cups and other forms of technology in an industry that hasn't changed in many years. Obin, which is finding people where they are at by providing, right now it's care around hypertension at barbershops and hair and nail salons for people who don't go to the hospital and don't go see a doctor regularly. It's finding folks where they are at.
I am just going to jump in because I'm loving all of these, but I really want to know, like, overall demographics of your portfolio. What makes it different?
I think I've found people where I try not to be biased against people who are coming from different backgrounds, whether they have an accent or they're not the standard white male founder. So I've invested in 2/3 of the companies I've invested in have had a female founder, and 40% of the founders I've invested in are female. 66% have been Black, Latinx, Asian, or Middle Eastern, and 43% overall. And then 20% of the startups have had a Black founder, 11% have had a Latinx founder, 32% have had a woman of color. And I was just at the Y Combinator demo day this morning, and they had their list of founders, and only 6% have a Black founder, 8% have a Latinx founder, and 13% have a female founder. So it's a very interesting industry where, the stats that Marion mentioned play out in every single situation you're in, but there are these amazing founders who are doing really interesting things that it creates an opportunity for an investor like me who is open to investing in all different types of founders. Like, there are, sometimes you don't have to fight to get into those opportunities, and you're able to make a big difference.
Amazing. Hey, we've got a question from someone around how did you start investing, especially if you didn't have a large amount of money?
I started after I left Kleiner, when I was when I was at the venture capital firm, there usually is a rule that you're not allowed to invest in other startups because that's competitive to your job. So once I left, I had so many opportunities to invest in companies. Like I invested in Reddit when it only had like 20 people. It was a company that, you know, it would have been hard for me to get through the investment process, but as an individual angel, I was able to. And I did small amounts, and I still do mostly small amounts, but it just it just different friends and different folks would come to me because they wanted to work with somebody who had worked with this other company or who had worked with this other founder or who knew this person that they knew. So there was a lot of kind of inbound from people that I knew, and a lot of them had very different backgrounds. So I was able to help them, and they were able to help me because I just enjoyed investing, and it gave me an opportunity to continue.
I love it. Hey, I think we've run out of time, which is very sad because I have so many more questions that I want to ask you, and there's so many questions in the chat and so many just comments around your bravery and owning your story and sharing things that have happened to you. People are interested in knowing if they can invest in funds that you've invested in, if you've started your own fund. So you might want to just jump in the chat and respond to a few of those people. But Ellen, thank you so much for joining us today and being part of this. There is a question in the chat around you know, Ellen is talking about investing in companies, and what we've seen so far from our pitches is companies that are not raising investment, they're raising some funds by offering rewards in return. And now we're switching gears. So we're going to move into our first and only investment pitch of the day. So we have got for all of you the amazing Lou from Morningsider. So Lou, if you could jump up on it.
This year will be Morningsider's biggest ever. But will they go to jail? They have the skills.
All right, guys, I know how we're going to do it. How we're going to go big, like really big, like out of this freaking world big.
They have the talent.
My idea. Insider trading. Whoa.
But will their ideas cross the line?
This is actually the promo video for the Morningsider $1 million capital raise, and we're giving you the chance to own a slice of these apples.
Won't we go to jail for this?
No. It's insider trading.
How do you like dim apples?
We've got a lot of stock to export, Tim. Are you sure this is the best shipping strategy?
100%, no doubt. This is going to work a treat.
I don't think this is a good idea.
You've got my cider strapped to your boobs. You work for me. Even though Josh is a fantastic swimmer, we're not going to export like this. We'll use boats.
$1 billion export opportunity is just waiting to be tapped into. And it's not just about world-beating cider.
So it's more than just Morningsider. I get to be a part owner in a gin and vodka brand. And there's a Yeasty Boys beer brand. And there's a Philly cheesesteak joint. And there's a bar called Side Hustle. I get to be a part owner in all of it.
You in? Phone call, come in. Here we go, nice.
Did someone say world record?
This is Guinness World Records.
Hello, Morningsider here.
You want to break a record?
Yes, we want to break the record.
So we're saying the largest in the world.
In the world?
Yes.
For urban orchards?
We're actually going to break a world record. The largest urban apple orchard in the whole world, if you invest in us.
Where are you?
Morningside.
Cider made in Morningside.
Morningsider.
Whoa!
So, want to join? The Morningsider team may be onto the greatest road yet. Don't miss out on this blockbuster capital raise. Get in while it's available.
Fantastic. So we're Morningsider, and we're going places.
And we'd love you to join with us. Click on the link below, download the detailed information, invest in us, and let's take on the world together.
So, welcome to the fun and the chaos that is Morningsider. I'm Lou, kia ora, and you've just met my partners in crime, Tim and Nige, and our beer guy, Josh. And I can already hear you asking, why are you not in the video? So one, these guys are obviously idiots and I cannot keep up. But two, I am somewhat whakama shy. of the camera and prefer to do the hard work behind the scenes. So anyway, insider trading. We love a good pun, obviously. And in fact, it all started with trying to find the right pun for a Morningside business. The boys came up with a cycle repair shop called Morning Cycle, but their wives thought it sounded like a feminine hygiene product. Maybe not. Eventually, we came up with Morningsider, cider made in Morningside. Genius, let's do it. Our first cider was the worst tasting cider ever. But with some help and a lot of trial and error, we actually made some good ciders. We opened Auckland's first cider bar and went from strength to strength. Distribution put us into shelves, bars, and restaurants all around New Zealand. We snuck into beer festivals, and our ciders won 4 out of 5 of the top beers. What? So now we're doing beer too. We started winning awards, the New World Top 30, the New Zealand Cider Awards. We started exporting to Australasia and to the UK, the home of cider. And then unfortunately, COVID hit. Fortunately, we survived, and somehow we've still managed to grow. Now we have the brand, logistics, and awards in place, but need investment to bust out of what has been a bootstrapping stage. So here we are, partnering with Pledge Me and trying to make it all happen. So here are our 3 strategic goals. Our first is to create the world's largest urban apple orchard. We've currently got 100 cider apple trees planted in backyards all over Morningside, and we want to beat an orchard in Canada that has 500 fruit trees. So this first goal makes Morningside a better place, it connects our community together, it builds the brand as a whole, and the media really like this story. Our second goal is to shake up the New Zealand cider scene. With a national marketing campaign, new flavours, crazy antics, sponsorship, market research, and cider superfans, the second goal is competitive, innovative, and requires investment to push us forward. We've built Morningsider so far with very lean marketing. We're on shelves, but we need a lot of help getting people to take our cider off the shelves. If we can increase volume, we can lower costs and we can accelerate growth. Our third and big goal is to tap into a $1 billion cider export opportunity. New Zealand is already famous for wine, hops, salmon, lamb, and the government is wanting to develop the next big thing. A recent roadmap outlined how New Zealand can develop $1 billion in exports by focusing on new cider apple varieties, and Morningsider is well positioned to be a global leader in this area. So this third goal is our big one. It's ambitious and it needs investment and strategy. So through Pledge Me, we are hoping to raise $1 million with a minimum investment of $1,000 at $1 per share. And we have heaps of shareholder perks. There's discounts, there's festival passes, merch, the chance to name a cider. And then, of course, you get to co-own the bar and a fast food joint. And the best perk is that today, as part of this female founders Zoom, we're offering a 5% bonus on any shares that you buy. And these are gifted personally by us 3 directors. So if you buy 10,000 shares, you get 500 on top for free. So the deal goes live today, this afternoon, as part of our VIP private launch and expires Sunday night because we go public with our campaign on Monday. So then it's all on. So if you like the idea, join the EOI now and we will send you notification of when we go live this afternoon. And of course, there's heaps more I'd love to tell you. It's all in the IM and obviously a bit of Q&A now. So thank you for your time and thank you, Pledge Me. Kia ora.
Awesome. I'm going to bring up my slides again, but as I do, there's a question in the chat around sort of revenue and profitability. Do you want to talk us a little bit through your financials, Lou?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that would probably be from that graph with the beautiful growing in size. So we have experienced exponential revenue growth over the years, but our struggle is in the profitability part, and I'm way more risk averse than the boys here. And apparently in the alcohol industry, the factors for valuation, for growth, for success, and for viability in the future are all based on turnover over profitability. So all the numbers, P&L and balance sheet explanations, all of that is in the IM, so you can get right down into the nitty-gritty detail of all our finances.
Awesome. And is this, because this is an investment campaign, Ellen, I hate to throw you on the spot, but I'm wondering if you have a question for Lou.
Yeah, I'd love to know, like, the money that you plan to get, like, How did you think about the amount? Because I think somebody had mentioned earlier, a lot of the amounts that the earlier pitches were seeking were small amounts, and you've taken this step of, okay, you actually want to raise around, and I hope that you can inspire the others to think a little bit broader.
Bigger. Yeah. I mean, I think when you're talking global, you can't kind of do it with a small amount. So we've got everything we've built so far has been very lean. Like, we've done everything marketing in-house. We've done all the innovation, trialing the ciders, the recipes, all ourselves. And to pull other people in who are experts in marketing, distribution, contract manufacturing, and then obviously exports, which is we're still babies at, we need money. We need money to get the help. We need money, particularly for export or for any scaling, to purchase stock. You got to, in our industry, we have to spend a lot of money on stock before we even get to sell the stock. So it could be 3 to 6 months from making the cider, shipping it, distributing it, to actually getting the money back. So that sort of working capital is really a key for us. So I think incrementally, we've done this all on our own backs. We've had a little friend and family raise in the past few years that have lifted us up, but we've realized that we're kind of at the ceiling of what we can do ourselves. So it is big and it is ambitious for us, but yeah, you can't kind of go global with 50K maybe, so yeah, in our IM, we've got a proposed use of funds. So how would we use this money over the next 3 years, in what areas? We've got in this campaign, we've got a minimum raise of 500,000 and then a goal of 1.085 million. We've broken it all down. So depending on, the success of this and the support we get depends obviously on what we can and can't do. A great question. Thanks, Ellen.
Awesome. So if you'd like to join the EOI and learn more and be the first to know when the campaign launches later today, just click on the QR code and it'll take you to the EOI page. We run overtime, which I think is just because there's so many amazing questions, so many amazing founders. We're not going to have time to do the panel that I hoped we would, getting everyone back on stage. But we are going to give you 60 seconds now to quickly go to a page to pledge, because at 12:58, I'm going to tell you how much has been pledged through this event today. And then we're going to quickly give you some next steps to support all of these amazing founders. So the 60 seconds starts now.